Sports Channel presents the Illinois Class A State Baseball Championships, featuring the Highlanders of Driscoll High against the Bulldogs of Harrison. Well, welcome to Lamphere Park in Springfield. The state capital of Illinois has turned into the baseball capital of the state, at least prep-wise, for this week, as we have the Class A and AA championships taking place right here. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Lederman, and welcome to our Sports Channel prep baseball coverage for the Illinois High School Association. Joining me is Bill Zeman, head baseball coach at Roanoke Benson High School. We've got a grudge match. Two teams that met last year are meeting again this year.
Yes, they had a tremendous ball game last year with Harrisburg being the winning team. So I think both coaches are certainly remembering that thought. I know Harrisburg is nervous about the fact that they want to return it, and Driscoll has the grudge behind them.
Well, Harrisburg finished second last year to Belleville Outhoff. Driscoll finishing third, of course, winning the third place game, wants to settle a score, and Rod Molick, the coach of Driscoll, has a team that he is very proud of.
Well, one is relief. I'm glad that we finally got here 3 years in a row. It would be, I think it'd be a shame if our kids didn't get a chance to play in this game, because I think over the years all the kids who have been in the program have really deserved to get a shot at a championship. I think we've had consistent pitching, and our hitting's been timely. When we play good defense, we're a very good club, and I look forward to playing Harrisburg today. I know it's going to be a heck of a challenge for us.
Well, Driscoll High is located in Addison, west suburban Chicago in DuPage County. It's their third straight trip to the finals after a quarterfinals loss a couple of years ago. They made the semis last year, and they are hopeful of going all the way tonight. As far as the other school is concerned, Harrisburg, well, here's a team again, finished second, only one place to go. They want to go, and that's up.
Harrisburg's had some great years. They won the AA tournament in 1989. They've returned this year after taking second place, and a good chance that they're going to move back to the AA level next year.
Well, Jay Thompson's their coach, and here's his feeling about how his team will do.
Well, we had a lot of good fundamental play late in the season, and our pitching carried us throughout the tournament. We haven't given up very many runs, and we've just been pretty good defensively. Our hitting's come around the last 4 or 5 ball games, and if we can just play the way we've been playing for the last couple of weeks, I like our chances.
Well, he has to, because he's played very, very well. The question will be if the pitching holds up. Saline County is where Harrisburg High School is located. We showed you there the Class A runner-up last year and the AA champions 2 years ago, so a small school has produced some mighty big baseball.
Yes, they have. They have a fine program with a fine coach and fine assistant coaches. As well-rounded program as there is in the state of Illinois.
All right, let's talk about some pitchers. John Bongiorno, the right-hander, will be going for Driscoll. And, well, there's a 6-1 record. He's very, very effective.
Coach Molick says he has a live fastball, throws in the low 80s, has a big breaking ball and a fine straight change. He should be pretty fresh because his last outing was 3 innings against Montini in the regional, which was probably 10 days ago.
Okay, and he will be opposed by the left-hander Brandon France for Harrisburg.
Yes, Coach Thompson likens Brandon to John Tudor. He has good control, throws nothing that is straight, has a good changeup, a sinker, a breaking ball, and he calls him sneaky fast.
We'll see how sneaky everybody can be. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the start of the action right here in Springfield, so stay tuned for Championship Prep Baseball. Well, when people describe a perfect night for baseball, this is it. Temperatures hovering around 70. Skies high, clouds. It is wonderful. It is warm. It is pleasant. A perfect way to spend an evening. And for these two teams, obviously, they couldn't have better conditions for the championship game. Driscoll will be the visiting team. They'll lead off with Lou Leon, the second baseman. Mike Kamensky at batting second. He will be the catcher. John Micah, number 3, out in left field. Cleanup batter, Mike Vavrick, out in center. Joe Coglanese at first. John Bongiorno, the pitcher. Then followed by the bottom third of the order, Tim Hughes, the third baseman, the right fielder, Mike Brazowa, and Brian Venna, the sophomore, at shortstop. Pitching for Driscoll, as you take a look there, they are just about to take the field, will be John Bongiorno. And Bongiorno, with a 6-1 record, actually is one of the few people to be charged with a loss on the pitching staff.
At this time,
let's take a look at Brandon France as he goes out there, of course, the pitcher for Harrisburg. And tell us a little bit about him, Bill.
Well, Brandon is a 6-foot senior, left-hander. 9-3 record, as you can see. 3.00 ERA, pitched in 13 games. He's known for his good control. Coach says he doesn't throw a pitch that's straight. He has a good changeup, a good sinker, and a sneaky fast fastball. He should be accustomed to this big game here. As a matter of fact, he started last year's championship game for Harrisburg against Belleville Althoff.
Yeah, did very well. Went over 4 innings, did not give up a run. We'll take a look at the Harrisburg defense right here. Joe Beard, the catcher. Around the infield, left to right, Terry Tripp at third. Brandon Reynolds, the freshman, at shortstop. Brent King, the second baseman. Ashley Gott at first. Left to right in the outfield, Josh Banks, John Davis, Chad Brown. The catcher again is Beard, and the pitcher is Brandon France, a 6-foot, 160-pound senior. And you look at the umpires. Steve DeRubis will be behind the plate. He's from Winona. At first base, John Hardy from Arlington Heights. Second baseman, John Johnston of Champaign. Charles Moser from Rockford at third. And the 2 foul line umpires for the championship game. James Collier down the left field line from Columbia. And Melvin Hebert from Bourbonnais down the right field line. A good look at Steve DeRubis. That's the inside chest protector, folks. And there is the weather. 78 degrees. We've got the wind blowing a little bit across from right to left. And warm and sunny right now. Neither one of these teams, Bill, is tremendously power-oriented. Don't imagine the wind is going to have too much effect tonight.
No, I don't believe so. As you say, both teams are pretty much the same. Both teams rely on manufacturing runs. They steal, they run, so it should be a pretty exciting ball game.
Lou Leon, second baseman, switch hitter, will bat right against France, the left-hander. Good numbers. He, as a matter of fact, leads the team in home runs. That's the truth right there, 2. And if you've ever been out to the field over there in Driscoll, you'll understand why. It's about 360 down the lines and about 440 or 420 down the center field fence. So it's a long way to hit, as our statistician Rob Sherrill from the Chicago Sun-Times tells us as well. So Leon will step in.
It's very important that both coaches, we talked to them, thought it would be very important to be the one to strike first. So I think you're going to see them trying to make things happen right away.
First pitch. And you wonder, because you look at France, Bill, and he, even by high school standards, is not known for speed.
No, he doesn't throw that hard, but as Coach Thompson said, he's sneaky fast. He relies on everything else and then zips one by you.
A wrinkle right there on the outside corner evens the count at 1-1. Driscoll Catholic High School favored here tonight on the basis of a 31-game winning streak. 1-1. Base hit. Cut off by Brown in right field. Has a little trouble picking it up. And a wide turn by Leon. And Driscoll starts what Rod Molek talked about, just making contact and getting on base with their leadoff batter in the top of the first.
As you see, Leon did a nice job going with a low outside pitch, went to right center field with it, put the bat out, put the ball in the hole.
This is generally a slow field. The grass is fairly high, even though there hasn't been much rain. The ball does not travel terribly quickly on the infield or outfield grass, and the dirt, Bill, usually will give you a true bounce.
Yes, the field's in great shape here. The grass is a little high, the ball is a little slow, but you can sure count on the ball coming up to you on a good bounce.
This is Mike Kaminsky, the catcher. Nice, and you saw a good move by France right there.
Yes, he did. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. Coach Molek, if he's going to try to steal a guy over to second, there's a good lead there, or is he going to try to move him over with a bunt?
And Leon, who stole 3 bases this morning in the semifinal, is a good bet to go, and a balk is called. And you can see France was worried about Leon to begin with, and it cost him right away.
Yes, it did. I didn't quite see what happened there.
Take a look at the replay as Mr. France talking to himself a little bit.
Oh, it appears like he made a move. He did. He lifted up his right knee and then paused, which constitutes immediate balk.
Runner on second now, the first pitch. Good bunt. Third baseman's got to field it, make the play,
a nice play by the third baseman. Coach Molick is trying to get the run in scoring position. So a sacrifice bunt.
5-3 on the sacrifice. And Leon moves over to third with fewer than 2 out, and that'll bring up the number 3 batter and the team's leading hitter, John Micah. Terry Tripp, good look at him as he made the play. But getting the ball on the left side of the infield was exactly what Driscoll wanted to do, and Kaminsky did it. Here's Micah with a runner on third.
And Micah is a contact hitter. 446 average, hits the ball well.
1 home run, 29 runs batted in. Has had 45 hits on the year, 8 doubles, 3 triples. And a good cut right there, and France has got him off speed.
France does a nice job of getting ahead of the hitters. See, the ball is working on the outside part of the plate, made a little wrinkle to the inside. Big out here if Harrisburg can get it. Protecting the plate, the runner holds. Pitcher did a nice job there looking the runner back at third. 2 outs. If France gets out of this, it'll be a big lift early for Harrisburg, and momentum is very important. France moving quickly on the tapper back to the box. Micah with 2 strikes on and had to protect the plate. And here is Mike Vavrick. You take a look at Leon now with 2 outs leading off third base. And here is Vavrick, the center fielder, batting a healthy .391, also with a homer and 29 runs batted in. 2 outs. Lefty to lefty, inside, ball 1. France has a very deliberate delivery. Nice mechanics, smooth. Can tell he throws with some confidence. Good control pitcher, too. Only 21 walks, 51 strikeouts all season. Yeah, that's a very fine strikeout walk ratio for high school. Right in there, count of 1-1. Outfield plays about straight away. There's a lot of distance in right center, a lot of gap. Yeah, they're playing him either pull to the right side and straight away the other. 1-1. To right field. Room for Chad Brown. And Harrisburg gets out of it. No runs, a hit, 1 left. After half an inning, Driscoll nothing. Harrisburg coming to bat. Headed for the bottom of the first inning, let's take a look at the home team's lineup for the Bulldogs of Harrisburg High School. They will lead off with their big gun. Number 9, John Davis. Davis, the center fielder, bats first. The pitcher, Brandon France, will hit second. That's because he's hitting over 400 for the year. Josh Banks, the left fielder, number 3. Cleanup hitter is the catcher, Joe Beard, with 5 home runs. Brent King, the second baseman, will bat 5th. Brandon Reynolds, the freshman shortstop, in there in the number 6 slot. The designated hitter is Jay Herring, batting 7th. Chad Brown in right. Terry Tripp, the third baseman, batting 9th. And there is John Bongiorno with that 6-1 record. Right-hander for Driscoll. Bongiorno's a senior, 5'8". As we said earlier, he should be fresh. His last outing was 3-inning stint against Montini in the regional. Good fastball. Be interesting to see if the Harrisburg hitters can get around him. He has a nice big breaking ball to accommodate that, and a good straight change. Outfield left to right, John Micah, Mike Vavrick, Brazow in right, Hughes, Venna, Leon, Coglanese around the infield, Kaminsky the catcher, Bongiorno the pitcher. He is set to face John Davis, leadoff man for the Bulldogs. And that one's low, fastball. Here's Davis, and Jay Thompson loves him. He said once he gets a little discipline behind the bat, he will be quite a prospect. He doesn't walk much. Davis is what they call a free swinger. He has got good numbers in the finals championship so far. Right back through the middle, that'll be a base hit. Leadoff hitters for both teams get base hits. I like the way both leadoff batters swung. Everybody went right up the middle. Well, this is a good piece of hitting here. takes a pitch right over the plate, goes right over the mound with it. As a coach, that's what you want to see. Everything you want to try to hit up the middle and then adjust to the pitches inside and outside.
Here's the look at the runner, John Davis, who will run. Both these teams like to run, like to manufacture runs, and will straight steal more than hit and run. And now I'm sure that Davis will test Bongiorno's move. Fouled away left side past Tim Hughes at third. Hughes shortened up on the infield grass looking for a bunt. Now he moves back a couple of steps.
Yeah, that ball was well hit.
France, a 400 hitter. You can see no home runs, 29 runs batted in, 43 hits on the year, including 8 doubles and 3 triples.
It'll also be interesting to see how Coach Thompson tries to get that runner over to second. I don't know if he was going to give France one pitch to hit and then move him over, or maybe even protect him on a steal.
Evens the count. Second. 0-2 now.
It's a pretty good fastball by France.
Well, Bongiorno gets up into the mid-80s, and that for a high school player is certainly good, especially since he's quite consistent.
Yes. Especially if he has the breaking ball and the changeup to go with it, makes him very difficult to hit.
0-2 pitch.
France has some good stats in terms of moving people around.
Bongiorno working with Coglanese, trying to keep the runner close. We already know about France's move. Bongiorno's trying to keep things tight as well. High and tight there, 1-2.
Oftentimes 0-2. Pitcher will want to come inside and try to make the hitter swing at a pitch that's out of the strike zone. It'll be interesting to see what he throws here. He goes to the outside part of the plate.
Bottom of the first, no score, nobody out. Runner on first for Harrisburg. And Bongiorno spending quite a bit of time working on John Davis. Both these teams know each other, even though they're from opposite ends of the state. They met in the semifinals last year with Harrisburg winning. And Driscoll coming in the heavy favorite to take everything in this tournament this year. There goes the runner. And a beautiful piece of hitting right back through shortstop. Around to third is Davis. As Venno went to cover second, France slapped the ball right into the hole the shortstop left.
That was an excellent piece of hitting. You couldn't ask for more. You'll notice the shortstop leaves to cover with the left-handed hitter up, and France goes behind the shortstop into left center. Just a beautiful piece of hitting.
Boy, I asked Jay Thompson this morning, I said, can your guys hit behind the runner? Can they place the ball on the hit and run? He said, well, sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. If that's any indication, I think Jay might have been putting me on just a little bit.
Yeah, there's a little tongue-in-cheek all the way through there. Coach Molick, he told us he had a pitching philosophy, but wouldn't share that with us either.
Well, it's interesting. He did say that he's got a pattern for his pitchers. The pitchers call their own games basically, but it's almost like Bill Walsh's 20 plays that he has before the game even starts. He's got a pattern that the Driscoll pitchers use on the hitter, no matter who the hitter is. It's a philosophy similar to Mike Marshall, the fine relief pitcher of the 70s.
Yes.
Used. He didn't care who was up there. He threw him the same combination of pitches and dared the guy to figure him out. Well, right now they're not having much trouble figuring out Mr. Bongiorno for Driscoll. Here is Josh Banks, number 3 hitter, 427 batter. First and third, nobody out. The first real threat of the ball game for Harrisburg. First 2 batters, single and a hit and run single, first and third.
Momentum is a big key in these games, and I know Coach Thompson is thinking that as he's bringing these hitters up.
Short center field, Vavrick just behind the infield, and the runners cannot advance. So the first out. Outfield playing very shallow, especially on a number 3 hitter, but obviously they had diagnosed it correctly, at least on that play. Banks popping up behind second base.
Coach Thompson admits that power is not one of their strengths, so I believe that through the scouting that Driscoll has had, this is how they came up with this defensive alignment.
Here's the catcher, Joe Beard, with one out, and again Bongiorno going to first, keeping France close.
Bongiorno has to feel relaxed getting the first out. That's always the big one.
Beard, a 5'10" senior, batting .330 on the year with 5 home runs. Up high, ball 1. On deck, the second baseman, Brent King. We get a good look at Joe Beard.
Bongiorno's giving a lot of attention over to the runner at first.
Let up, and pitch was high, 2-0.
Sometimes when you spend the time worrying about the runner at first, take your mind off the hitter, and hopefully Bongiorno will focus on that hitter just as he delivers the pitch.
2-0 pitch, runners on first and third, lead away. And he floats one in there for a call strike. Another thing that might be a factor here is, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Bongiorno hasn't pitched in 2 weeks. Now, I know they throw on the sidelines, but certainly, as they say, it's not the same.
No, it's not the same. And sometimes a pitcher comes back a little too strong after too much of a rest.
2-1 pitch, runner goes from first base. The pitch is fouled away down the right field line.
And they come in a little strong, and sometimes, especially when the pitcher's throwing the ball high, that's a perfect sign of that.
And Thompson, of course, is trying to make Bongiorno as jumpy as possible by sending the runners or threatening to send the runners. He had France leading off third, and he sent, he sent France off from first base on that pitch. So counts even at 2-2. Again, the runner goes. This one in the gap in right center, and nobody's going to get it. One run is home. Around comes France. He will score into second with a stand-up double. Is Joe Beard, and Harrisburg's got a 2-0 lead.
Well, Beard went with the pitch perfectly. Had the runner going. Focus came off the hitter, and Bongiorno's been having trouble getting the ball up, and there's the result.
2 runs batted in for Beard. The confidence at the mound, and let's take a look. This is a poke.
As you can see, the pitch is up at the belt or higher. And that ball looks like a grapefruit coming in, and there's the result.
Nearly rolling to the wall when Brazowa picked it up. He had nothing to do except get it into second base. And Joe Beard, with his team-leading 13th double, has knocked in the first 2 runs of this one. And just like that, Harrisburg has struck first in a big way. Here is Brent King, still 1 out.
Bongiorno's going to have to get the ball down the lower part of the plate.
Got the outside corner, but again, the pitch was just about belt high.
Yeah, the ball is not staying low for him tonight. He's going to have to make some type of adjustment.
3 hits here in the first inning for Harrisburg. That pitch low.
I know he realizes what he has to do, so maybe he can make the adjustment.
Beard off second base. 1-1 pitch. This one's straight up into medium left field. The runner is tagging but won't go anywhere as the catch is made by Micah, short left. 2 out. And that brings up Brandon Reynolds, the freshman shortstop, and got to be the most interesting story on this team for Harrisburg. Brandon Reynolds coming in as a freshman on a predominantly senior team. There he is. No, he's not shaving, that's for sure. But he is hitting. Look at that number. 378, 2 outs. Now he's got a chance to drive in a run.
Takes an exceptional athlete to start on a team the quality of Harrisburg as a freshman. And this young man has done a fine job. Coach Thompson feels he's, a very fine, solid, tough kid, good defensive player.
Foul behind first base, and making the play with room to spare is Coglanese. So big inning, the bottom of the first for Harrisburg. 2 runs, 3 hits, a runner left. They lead 2-0 as we go to the top of the second. The first baseman, Joe Coglanese, the pitcher, Bongiorno, and third baseman, Tim Hughes, to face Brandon France as we go to the top of the second inning. Harrisburg with 2 runs in the first and the 2-0 lead. Coglanese, left-handed batter, as you can see, a .394 hitter, has had doubles in each of the last 2 games, the semifinal and the quarterfinal, and has got some pop in the bat.
Strong-looking young man.
Goes the opposite way down the left field line, but this one will kick foul into the bullpens. Coglanese, with that double in the quarters, had a couple of RBI and went 2 for 3 in the semifinal with another run batted in. So he is hitting. There's the 3 for 6, and 2 of those 3 hits, as we told you, the doubles. Seven seniors in the lineup for Rod Moeller. As the train, boy, this is baseball. The train starts going behind right center field. We'll show you that in a bit. Oh, almost an Ephus pitch right there with a straight change to start there. Then now this is baseball. I love it. You got the green fence in the outfield, and you got the train going by, and
just doesn't get any better than this.
Fans enjoying this one. Who thought of that slogan? That one's in the dirt, but batter went. Counts even at 2-2.
France is doing a nice job of staying ahead of the hitters. Very nice deliberate motion.
To the shortstop, and the hop over the head of Reynolds. And Coglanese is on. We'll see how they score it. And Brandon Reynolds, the freshman.
A lot of times it's difficult to read the hop on the ball. Sometimes, especially on a good field like this where it's a little soft, the ball doesn't take the same hop as you would normally expect, and that was a tough ball to play.
Well, they charged the freshman with the error, and that is only his second one in the past 14 games. So with the runner on first, and here is Bongiorno, the opposing pitcher, also with a big stick, .438 batter. Of course, Jay Thompson was worried about the freshman's defense. He made 2 errors in his first game, but didn't make more than 1 for the rest of the season until just now.
That's a tall order to move into that position as a freshman.
Pitch out, the runner not going. Bongiorno, no home runs, 31 runs batted in, 39 hits, 7 doubles, 4 triples. The outside corner, but low, so the count is 3-0. And Tripp, who had shortened up for the bunt, now moves back at third base.
I know Coach Mullock is thinking right now that it'd be nice to get that second runner on and make some things happen, because the momentum factor in a game of this caliber is very important, and he has to believe that Harrisburg, after scoring 2 that inning on 3 hits.
3-1 pitch is outside. First walk given up. I'm sorry, Bill, finish the thought as Bongiorno trusts down to first base.
No, I'm just saying that it's important that the momentum comes to your side, and now, you know, this could shift it if something happens right here.
Here's Tim Hughes, the only junior in the starting lineup. Tim, very consistent third baseman, good numbers as well. 9 doubles, 2 triples on the year, nobody out. Driscoll runners on first and second. Infield shortening up on the bunt, and Hughes showed bunt. Pitch was outside.
Coach Malks appears he's going to give up the out to put the people in scoring position.
France with good control. 1-0 pitch.
Nice.
Looks at third. Good play.
A nice play by France. He came off the mound very quickly. Those are the type of things that ruin momentum also.
No doubt about it. France was going to third base. The catcher, Beard, told him to go all the way.
Watch how quick France, as soon as he sees him square, gets to the ball. No hesitation whatsoever and gets to third base with it.
Good advantage being left-handed there because he almost had the play right in front of him as well as the catcher's help.
The catcher did a nice job instructing him. In that case, France has to listen to what the catcher has to say. He doesn't have time to look and see where to throw the ball.
So they get the lead runner, and here's Mike Brazawa. Brazawa, the senior right fielder, batting .304. With one out now and runners on first and second.
Now they're going to have to rely on a hit to get that run across. They certainly wouldn't want to sacrifice him over at this point in time.
Infield a double play depth, and the third baseman tripped. Step off the grass at third. I like France's poise right now. I don't know how long he can get away with this kind of pitching, but you know that Driscoll is used to seeing harder throwers normally.
Yes.
Especially during the tournament.
And oftentimes it takes 2-3 innings to time a pitcher, and then by then, if your team has scored you some runs, it makes it more difficult.
That's right.
Yet.
And don't forget, you're only going 7 innings here in high school, so they may only get 1 or 2 looks at him.
That's right. And he's showing a lot of poise. He has a game plan. You can tell it. He has an idea of what he wants to do. If he doesn't put the ball there he showed a little disgust in his face.
Well, what he doesn't want to do is what he's doing, and that is giving up bases on balls. He's 3-1 here on Brazawa, with runners on first and second and 1 man out. That's the France fastball, catching the inside part of the plate. So,
well, it becomes hitters' pitches when you get behind.
.3-1 pitch to center field. Runner tags at second base. Davis is there. Bluffing and not going is Bongiorno.
Coaches are always telling their pitchers to work ahead of the hitters, and what they're talking about there is when you get behind 3-0, 2-0, 3-1, it gives the batter a chance to guess what the pitch is going to be. The guesswork comes out of it. He can figure and sit on a fastball. If it's not a fastball, you take it. If it is, you go after it.
And Driscoll also knows about the arm of John Davis in center field, best on the ball club. So while the runner tagged and bluffed, no way was he going to go on a ball to medium center field. 2 outs now. And here is Brian Venner, the shortstop. The ball got away from France. That's a live ball, and France alertly went between the mound and second base to retrieve it.
It's interesting to note now that France made the nice play on the bunt. That fly ball to center field would have been a run scored
for
Driscoll.
Good point. Absolutely, absolutely. Venner, the shortstop, hitting .300 after moving into the lineup midway through the season. Another good pitch from France. And he's got Venner in the hole at 0-2. Venner came up from the JV when Lou Leon injured his knee and did so well. When Leon came back, Molik put him at second base, and the team hasn't missed a beat. 0-2 pitch here. And he got him looking. Emphatic call by Steve DeRubis. A good piece of pitching and fielding by Brandon France. No runs, no hits. There was an error and a couple left on. So it's still 2-0 Harrisburg. Top of the second. This is Jay Herring, the designated hitter. Right-hander stepping in. Herring, the number 7 batter in the order, to face John Bongiorno.
Herring's kind of an interesting story. At the beginning of the year, he started at third base for Harrisburg, played about 23 ball games, and then on a slide play got spiked in the face and needed stitches.
Ooh.
So they were without his services for a while. Comes back for the regional and gets a line drive to the nose. So right now he's playing with a broken nose.
But he's playing. Hitting .354 with 1 homer, 7 runs batted in. Ahead 3-0 on the count right here.
4 straight balls.
And Bongiorno, who got rocked for 3 hits in the first inning, has given up his first walk here in the bottom of the second. Bring up Chad Brown, the right fielder.
Batting 8 from the Bulldogs lineup. Right fielder, number 15, Chad Brown.
Brown, a youngster too. He is a sophomore whom Jay Thompson says if he hits some more or grows into it, will be a good pro prospect.
He's a fine player. Has a great throwing arm from right field and a good bat for a sophomore.
Good fastball from Bongiorno, and there for a strike. There are his numbers. Also has 16 hits on the season, 7 doubles. Outfield shallow and straight away. Could be 2. Leon. Coglanese couldn't quite make the scoop on the throw from Venna, and they get the lead runner on the force.
Coglanese made a nice stop here at first base on the ball that was thrown in the dirt to him. Second baseman makes a nice toss to the shortstop. Throw was a little bit low. Comes off the bag, scoops it, knocks it down.
Good play by Herring on the slide. You have to slide directly into the base in high school ball. You can't go out toward the baseline and just grab the base with your hand. You've got to come right into the base, and he did right there and cut the shortstop's legs out from under him on the throw. It probably has something to do with making Venna's throw just a little bit short.
That would do it.
Here's Terry Tripp. Tripp coming back from an injured wrist, started the season as a shortstop. Terry, you can see, having some problems getting his bat going, but again, he's only a junior, and Jay Thompson likes his baseball ability. Also, his dad scouts for the Mets. Father Terry scouts for the Mets in the Midwest. So he's got good bloodlines. There's a good shot right into left field. Solid single for Tripp.
That was just out of the reach of Venna. Timed his jump perfectly, but just couldn't get up there. Ball was on the inside half of the plate. Tripp does a nice job of pulling the ball. Just barely over the glove.
So with Brown now on second, Tripp on first once again. A threat going for Harrisburg, and here is Davis as the Bulldogs swing through the order a second time to the right side. Can only get one here. From Leon to Coglanese, the runners move up. Slow roller, and Lou Leon coming in, and knew he only had the play to first, got the second out. And here's John France again with a chance to help himself. France with a single on the hit and run in the first inning, up for his second at bat. Played a key part in that first inning, as both runners later came around on the double by Joe Beard. That's a foul back, strike 1.
Bongiorno needs to get that ball down again.
Runner on third is Chad Brown. On second, Terry Tripp. 2 out for Harrisburg. Bulldogs with a 2-0 lead here against Driscoll. Foul tip into the glove of Kaminsky. So ahead on the count, 0-2 is Bongiorno.
It would certainly help Bongiorno's confidence if he could get out of this inning unscathed.
0-2 pitch. France doing a little ducking. 1-2. catcher, Mike Kaminsky, is a good story too. He's really a second baseman. He shifted to catcher as something that would help the team, but he's projected as a second baseman in college. 1-2 pitch again inside. There is Brandon France looking down to third base to Jay Thompson. Coaching there, and more trains come through the outfield. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Deuces wild here in the second inning. Hughes makes the play, and Driscoll gets out of the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, 2 left. We're through 2 now with Harrisburg leading 2-0. Well, there's the Driscoll rooting section, or part of it anyway. So far the Bulldogs are having their way. They are anything but muzzled, leading 2-0 here through 2 innings. Fans are having a good time here. Both teams sort of met in the middle of the state. Driscoll coming, of course, from suburban Chicago, and Harrisburg coming from southern Illinois. And Driscoll now, which got its first 2 batters on in the second inning, couldn't do anything, will now start its second batting go-round against Brandon France. France helping himself with some clutch pitching and clutch fielding, pouncing on the bunt, throwing the lead runner out at third base with nobody out.
Well, as we talked about earlier, it'll be interesting to see the second time through the lineup.
There's Leon, who singled for the game's first hit back in the first inning, leading off the ball game.
Leon is the leading RBI man at the #1 spot. That's an interesting statistic.
And don't forget, he missed several games with that injured knee. Shows the bunt, pitches high. 2-0. France has given up 1 walk. He's been touched for a hit. He struck out 1 so far. Earned run average an even 3. 9 up, 3 down on the season. 2-0 pitch here. Over but low.
France has struggled the last inning or so with his control.
He'll throw a sinker, he'll throw a change. Occasionally mix up his fastball. 3-0 pitch way outside. Second walk given up by France. Leon, his second trip down to first base. And here is Kaminsky. We told you, the catcher, who is headed for Butler next year, where he will go back to his preferred position of second base. Fast man, too, stole a couple of bases in the semifinal this morning. Tournament format, they play the quarterfinals, and then they have the semifinals and finals in one day, so it's a 2-day affair. And here's Mike Kaminsky.
Coach Molick referred to one of the strengths that he felt his team had, and that was the fact that they were an all-around team. They did whatever it took. And here you see the Kaminsky coming in behind the plate, and he, is really a second baseman, and that's what it takes to have a successful program.
Again, the throw over. France has a good move to first. One of the tougher parts of pitching to develop for a coach, especially at the high school level, but France is keeping the runners close. And that time he had Leon going back to first as he threw to Kaminsky.
And one of the things he does well is he lifts his lead leg very slowly. And it's tough for the runner on first to get the timing part of it. Does a nice job looking at the runner. Very slow leg rise.
And that pitch way outside, 2-0. Now we're going to have a little conference here as Jay Thompson calls in his infielders, and Jay comes out. Have a little discussion with Mr. France. He's throwing nice and easy, but he's been missing badly to the last couple of batters. He's 2-0 here after having walked Leon.
This isn't really characteristic of France, and I know that concerns Coach Thompson. He's had only 21 walks in 72 innings, so his strength has been the fact that he always works around the plate.
Here's Jay Thompson. Came out of Driscoll High School. Check it. He came out of Harrisburg High School himself back in the mid-70s. Played some college ball at Southeast Missouri State. Never played pro, but he's been coach here for, 11 years. He looks too young to be a coach for 11
He is
years.
a young-looking guy.
Yeah.
You can tell he hasn't had that much. He's had all these great teams. Keeps that young youth look about him.
Well, you have to win big to keep your coach from getting gray hairs.
That's an interesting thought.
2-0 count here on Kaminsky. And again, working the outside corner, too far outside. And that is the signal for some action down in the bullpen.
Well, France is starting to think about it now, and that's a problem for a young pitcher. He's just going to have to relax with the 2-run lead and go right at the hitter.
France has committed 1 balk so far this evening. His team leads 2-0 here in the top of the 3rd. Class A state championship 1992 Illinois High School Association version. 3-0 pitch, that gets the outside corner. On deck is the number 3 batter, John Micah, hitting a whole ton at 446. So it would behoove Mr. France to dispose of Mr. Kaminsky. Up the middle. Played by the shortstop. Too late. Reynolds charged the ball. It was slowly hit. Strong throw, but Kaminsky, who can run, beat it. That's got to go as an infield hit.
That ball hit right in front of the plate and had a high bounce to it. Shortstop, excellent job getting to the ball, quick release, but with the speed of Kaminsky, no chance.
And he didn't have a chance of getting the runner at second either. Leon was there. The only play that the freshman could have made. He made it well, but Kaminsky just beat it. So first and second again, none out. Good bunt here. Quick play by France. Missed the tag though, and the bases are loaded. Give Mike a base hit. Beautiful bunt down the first baseline by John Micah, the number 3 hitter.
That was an excellent bunt. Put it down away from the third base side. Nice push bunt. Pitcher did a nice job getting to him, just couldn't make the reach.
And Micah stayed within the baseline, so now bases loaded, nobody out. And the cleanup hitter with a real chance to clean up right here, Mike Vavrick. Outfield is deep, plays him basically straight away. Swung over to right field. The right fielder is deep, in front of the 350 sign.
Last time up, Vavrick hit one right to that 350 sign or in the direction of the 350 sign in right field to end the inning.
Ball 1 count. Bases loaded, nobody out. And the dirt, 2-0.
Well, here's where Vavrick can sit and wait for the fastball. He doesn't have to go at anything off speed. He picks a spot, he picks a pitch. If it's there, he hits it. If not, he lets it go.
Two nothing pitch. Vavrick pounded that down the first baseline, 2-1. Leon on third, Kaminsky on second, Micah on first. Bases are FOH, full of Highlanders. 2-1 pitch. Base hit, right field. 1 run is home. Around third, the throw to the plate, way high. And the runner from third, bluffing, but Michael will stay on a 2 RBI single by Mike Vavrick. He takes second on the throw. We got a tie ball game.
Almost a major mistake there. The pitcher did not come and back up home plate. See a hard hit ball towards second base. Second base makes an effort but couldn't quite get to it. Good base running here. The runner on second was off with the hit. But now you see nobody's backing up home plate. And it could have cost Harrisburg a run.
Well, 2 RBIs for Mike Vavrick. We have a tie ball game. Still nobody out. The third hit of the inning for Driscoll. And the Driscoll fans finally have something to cheer about, and right away there's going to be a pitching change. And Jason Duncan has come on to pitch for Driscoll. Check it for Harrisburg, and Jay Thompson not wasting any time making the change. Another left-hander, and you talk about a pitcher who's a clone of the pitcher who just left. Thompson calls Duncan a clone of France.
Yes, he says he has the same pitches, the same type of style. He has pitched in 7 games this year, given up 15 hits, 11 earned runs, 6 walks, 11 strikeouts, 4.36 ERA, but no record. No wins, no losses.
Well, France is still responsible for the 2 runners on base, Micah and Vavrick. So we'll see what Duncan's got.
He's coming in a very difficult spot here. Runners on second and third, nobody out. Number 5 hitter coming up, so he's going to have some pressure put on him for a young pitcher.
5'9", 140-pound senior. He's got a good breaking ball, good change. Not a lot of speed.
Like you said, Coach Tom said he is a clone of France.
And a real quick hook by Jay Thompson. He saw France throwing rather easily the first couple of innings, but had a lot of base runners and didn't waste any time when Driscoll scored here in the third. So we're tied up at 2. Here is Joe Coglanese. Coglanese safe on an error by the shortstop back in the second inning. He's got runners on second and third, and still nobody out. To the right side, this will score a run, maybe more. Quickly recovering and making the play is Brent King.
Close play at first base, but the runner was out. Run scores.
Coglanese gets the RBI as Micah scores. Here's the play.
Ground ball hit sharply to second base. Comes up, stops. The second baseman does a nice job knocking the ball down with his chest. Quick throw over to first.
And Jay Thompson says that King is about the best infielder he's got. He said even if he doesn't have the best hands, he always keeps the ball in front of him, and he did right there.
Showed that there.
And here's Bongiorno now, the pitcher. All of a sudden, he's ahead 3-2. Sends this one to the shortstop. Good scoop in the dirt by Ashley Gott. And that's the inning, but not before Driscoll comes up with 3 runs. Check it, only 2 out. I'll wake up.
Okay, 2 down. You can see how important it is getting those first runners.
And the 4th run comes home on the 6-3 ground ball.
Now bases are clear for Duncan. He's come in, done a fine job. 2 ground balls to the infield. Not much else you can ask for there.
But you know, you see again how slow the infield is.
Yes.
Because the balls have just been topped, but there's really been no opportunity to...
No, the infield is playing very slow. But I think Coach Thompson had his infielders playing back, trying to avoid the real big inning. You know, there's a lot of people that say, well, 4 runs is a big inning, but you think about if you're playing up front, some of those balls bounce through. Now it becomes a 7-run inning, and it becomes very difficult.
Tim Hughes with a 1-ball, 1-strike count as Duncan delivers. Two and 1. First 4 batters reach base, started with a walk, then an infield single, beautiful bunt, and then a 2-run single by Mike Vavrick, followed by 2 groundouts to get 2 more runs home.
The leadoff walk. It's a coach's nightmare. Breaking ball.
Full count. So the book is closed on France, who goes 2 innings plus, 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 strikeout, 2 walks, and he's given up all 4 runs. And he had a ball. All 4 runs charged to him. 3-2 pitch is fouled back.
Duncan staying on the inside half of the plate with Hughes, and Hughes is inside outing it over to the foul side. You notice on the left sleeve of the Driscoll players, the number 9. That's in reference to they dedicated the season to their coach, because this is last year coaching at Driscoll. He will just resume as the principal there.
Rod Molick, been in the last 3 state championships. Eliminated in the quarterfinals. There's Rod.
He's done an outstanding job at Addison.
Yeah.
Considering the quality of teams that they have up in that area.
3-2 pitches outside. First walk charged to Duncan. And Hughes gets a free pass. Molick's team eliminated in the quarterfinals 2 years ago. Last year they got to the semifinals, and here they are in the final. Right now they're leading at 4-2. Mike Brazawa now, the number 8 hitter, and 8th man to bat this inning, as we get a good look at Jason Duncan. And you know, he's got an original haircut. You can see that under that.
One of a kind for him.
Brazawa flied to center in the 2nd inning. And there for a strike.
Duncan sets up slow, but he has a pretty quick delivery once he gets the leg up.
Runner on first is Hughes. Infield fly, pitcher calls for it. Duncan in foul territory ends the inning. Now we'll tell you, not before. 4 runs on 3 hits, no errors, couple of walks. And now it's 4-2 Driscoll. We'll be back. Moon over Springfield. We'll tell you the broadcast rights to this game have been granted to Sports Channel by the Illinois High School Association solely for the entertainment of our viewing audience. Any reproduction without the written consent of Sports Channel or the IHSA is strictly prohibited. Dusk falls here, and Josh Banks leads off the bottom of the 3rd against John Bongiorno, now staked to a 2-run lead on the basis of a big 4-run 3rd inning for Driscoll. Up high, we're at 1-1. Mike Lederman along with Bill Zeman. Our Sports Channel crew. Producer director Michelle Zafanti Godwin and company down here in Springfield for the Class A baseball championships. Blowing away from Bongiorno, 2-1. Banks 0 for 1 so far this evening with a pop up to center back in the 1st inning. Their leading hitter at 427 coming into this one. 3rd base, tough hop past Hughes.
That was a tough hop coming off the grass.
And Banks gets the base hit. And that will be hit number 5 off Bongiorno. And once again, the lead runner is on base for Harrisburg, as the lead runner has been on each inning so far. Here's Joe Beard. Beard with the big 2-run double. Knocked in the markers for Harrisburg back in the 1st.
None of the pitchers this evening got the first batter out.
Roll for a ball.
Beard is the power man for Harrisburg. It's kind of an interesting stance for a power hitter. Chokes up a little bit on the bat, and then towards the end drops it down, his hands down to the handle.
3rd base, check it, shortstop Venna over to 2nd, and Coglanese makes a nice stop to keep that ball from going through back to the right field line.
Quick turn by the shortstop 2nd base combination, but tough ball moving to the shortstop, moving to his right, gets rid of the ball quickly. Good slide into 2nd base. You can see knocks the feet out from underneath the 2nd baseman. 1st baseman does a nice job knocking the ball down.
Excellent play by Coglanese, because that ball gets away. Beard is on second base. So one away now, and here is Brent King. King fly to left back in the first. 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Driscoll. 2-5-1 for Harrisburg. Bottom of the third inning again. We go 7 here. Good look at Brent King. 5'8" senior.
Bongiorno's letting Beard know that he knows he's there. Nice slow move.
One-oh pitch. Popped up near the dugout. Caglanese well back in the stands. Can't keep the baseballs here, folks, just so everybody knows.
No souvenirs.
Matter of fact, Jim Flynn and Don Robinson, the IHSA, will personally come and get the ball from you. May give you an autograph, but that's about it.
Yeah, they were out chasing some guy in the parking lot.
Is that right?
In the day, yeah.
They've been known to go to another county. Get that
right?
ball back, yes.
They said they'll chase you down.
Especially Don. 1-1 pitch to King. Runner fakes, doesn't go. Again, 4. Once again, Leon cannot make the throw, and this time it gets past the first baseman, Caglanese, and on the error on the throw, King will end up at second base.
You notice there, Kaminsky did a nice job. A catcher should. On a ball that's hit in that situation without the chance of a run scoring, the catcher does a nice job of backing up the play. If he doesn't get there, there's a good chance the runner gets all the way to third. See the ball get by here. Notice the catcher running down to back it up. Keeps him at second base. That's all you can ask from him. Runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
And here's the freshman shortstop, Brandon Reynolds. Fastball outside corner from Bongiorno.
That looked like the hardest pitch Bongiorno threw all night. Good high, hard fastball.
They're going to let this one roll foul because they're never going to get him. But look at that.
Stays right on the
That's
line.
a Willie Mosconi cue shot right there. Oh.
They must have had 1 inch of chalk down that line there.
Oh, maybe Raj Bossard's working this field in the offseason. Pick it up, put it in your pocket. Let's watch this.
They did what they had to do. In this case, you just watch the ball, hope it goes foul. But notice it moves over the line and then just hugs it.
Whoa.
Look at that. See, I told you that chalk was there.
Yeah, a little ridge there.
That was a little ridge.
Just a bit. And on that play, King went to third base. So first and third, 2 men are out, and Herring, the designated hitter, who walked back in the second. Well, that's a classic right there.
That was.
That just went up to the line and said, nah, I'm not going over that. 354 batter, and there's the old Jack McDowell fake to third, throw to first by Bongiorno. McDowell got an angel the other night with that play again, yes.
He did.
Bongiorno must have been watching.
As many times as Rick Sutcliffe did that when he was with the Cubs. East Central Illinois and Illinois people seen that moving up.
Oh, yeah. Never too late to fall for it, though.
That's
Brandon
right.
Reynolds, the freshman, did not. First base coach Fred Barnes made sure he didn't yell, get back. 0-2 now to Herring. Bongiorno's been busy every innings, had at least a couple of runners on base. Touched up for a couple of runs in the first inning, now trying to get out unscathed here in the third. Protecting the plate, Herring fouls it away, still 0-2.
Herring walked last time at bat on 4 straight pitches. It's the first time he swung the bat today.
Again, 0-2. Up high, ball 1-2.
Harrisburg fans are getting excited over there now. I see something happening.
Runners lead off first and third. The fans getting into this. Just missed, outside and low.
That was a nice 1-2 pitch.
I don't know how Herring laid off of that.
Nice 0-2 pitch.
He could have been embarrassed.
Yes, he could have, boy.
It would have been a red. All right.
Close enough to call, close enough to hit, right?
2-2 pitch.
Big striker.
Swing and strike 3, and Bongiorno gets out of it. No runs, a couple of hits. There was an error. 2 left on. So we played through 3.5. And it's still 4-2 after 3. Here's a good look at Jason Duncan. Came on in relief in the 3rd inning and did a good job. Got a couple of ground balls and a foul ball pop out. And he is going into his 2nd inning of relief here. He will face the bottom of the order, Brian Venna, the shortstop. Strikeout victim against starter Brandon France in the 2nd inning, and takes a strike here against Duncan.
Duncan's come in and done a real nice job. 2 ground outs and a pop out in the 3rd inning.
Fouls this one to the right of us. I just wonder what the fatigue factor is. Certainly doubleheaders aren't all that uncommon on the high school level. But for someone who plays the first game as a position player and then goes to pitch the second game. Whoa! Big bender by Duncan.
That was a nice break.
1, 2, 3. And for the second time, Brian Venna goes down looking. First strikeout for Jason Duncan. You know, thinking about that, if you're playing in the morning, then you're taking a few-hour break, and let's say you played as you play a position, then you come back and pitch the second game as Bongiorno is doing.
Well, I think the one thing when you get to this level, the emotions kind of get you ready for this.
Leon drives this one into the left center field gap. One hopper to the fence. Leon easily to second. He's going to try for 3rd. Here comes the throw in from Davis, who's got a gun, but nowhere near close enough.
That was a well-hit ball.
And that one right in the power alley is about 375 from home plate, and Lou Leon shows why he is the leading power guy on this team.
He takes a pitch right over the heart of the plate and puts it to dead left center, right near the, well, I'd say what, 2-3 feet from the wall. The outfielders have a little trouble picking the ball up.
That right between the 350 and the 375 power alleys. And here is Mike Kaminsky with fewer than 2 out. Mike now for his 3rd at bat. Got an infield single in the 3rd and sacrificed in the 1st. Again, Duncan working the outside corner against the right-handed hitters. This one again, ball 1. Kaminsky, we told you, prefers being an infielder. Has been behind the plate much of the year for Rod Molek. This one to the right side, popped up. Foul territory, got it. 2 out. Oh, we've got France over there at first base now. Brandon France has gone in to play first instead of Gott. There's a good look. You're through pitching, go to first base. It could be the old Leo DeRocha double switcheroo to come back in the 6th inning, though. He's going to stay there for a while.
Could be.
He can come back.
Yes, he can.
A couple of different rules in high school, of course, from professional ball. And here is John Micah. He's 1 for 2 with a beautiful bunt that went for a hit when France couldn't make the play on the bunt up the first baseline. There's Duncan. 1-1 pitch. 2-1. 2 men out. On third base is Lou Leon with a booming triple to left center.
You know, Coach Molick is hoping that triple doesn't go for naught. Number 3 hitter up here.
Micah sends this one again to first base. This one in fair territory, and Duncan gets out of it. So 2 pop-ups after the 1-out triple. There was a hit, 1 left, no runs. Middle of the 4th, Driscoll 4-2. Bottom of the 4th inning, Driscoll leading 4-2. Harrisburg, this is the right fielder, Chad Brown. Took a strike earlier. It's an 0-2 count now. And Brown, who forced a runner back in the 2nd inning, he's 0 for 1. Just missed outside from John Bongiorno. Bongiorno gave up 2 runs in the 1st inning. And Gusek so far in the 2nd and 3rd. Bottom of the 4th now, and Bongiorno is up high.
He has not had an easy inning yet,
No.
but he's battled through.
Two pitch. Back to the backstop, counts full. Well, you know, this is the last game of the season. Everybody's tank is just about empty, but
That's for sure.
got to reach down and suck it up. Chad Brown, 267 batter on the year, sends this one straight up. Bongiorno says he'll take it himself. Whoa, that one-hand catch, not going to make friends with his coach.
Well, you work all year to get to this point. Everything is focused towards this day, and there's a lot of teams wishing that they were playing on this very last day of the year. And from a coaching standpoint, you're hoping that is a self-motivating factor.
And you've been here with your teams. Never got to the big one, right, Bill?
No, we've made it as far as the Final 4, but just until recently, they didn't have a 3rd place game, so you played the semifinals in the morning, and if you lost, you were done, so there wasn't a 3rd place game.
Terry Tripp outside, 2-0 on the 3rd baseman, who ripped a line single over the shortstop's head in the 2nd inning. (2-0) from Bongiorno. Broke that one right in, 2-1.
Bongiorno has a better than average high school fastball, and I can imagine when he gets the ball down, he's very, very tough.
Bongiorno's given up 6 hits. This one's bounced to short. Tough play and a good one by the shortstop, Venna.
Very nice play. Read the ball perfectly.
Ryan Venna showing why he stayed at short even when Lou Leon came back healthy.
You can see he read the ball perfectly, picked it up on the short hop as he was charging the ball. Excellent job. Stayed with it, watched the ball in his glove, kept his momentum, threw him out by 10 feet.
I like the way Coglanese plays first base over there.
Yes.
Good target, stretched well. Good look at the sophomore, Brian Venna. 2 away, here's John Davis. Davis 1 for 2. Single in the 1st, grounded out in the 2nd.
There are a lot of fine young middle infielders in this game between the freshman and the sophomore from Venna from Driscoll.
That was a hummer from Bongiorno. 1-1.
Bongiorno.
Right off it, we get the appeal down at first base, but no dice, says John Hardy. Yeah, something tells me when John Hardy says something, people pay attention.
It's a big man.
Yeah.
And he's got that look about him.
Yeah.
You know, he does it with confidence.
Yes. 2-1 pitch. Right down the middle, strike 2 on Davis.
Bongiorno is getting the ball down better now. And if he's getting into his rhythm, Harrisburg may have a tough time.
Right side, Leon. And for the first time tonight, a 1-2-3 inning for either team. Nothing across. We're through 4 with Driscoll leading Harrisburg 4-2. We go to the top of the 5th inning with Driscoll out ahead of Harrisburg 4-2 of the Class A state championships here on Sports Channel, and tune in tomorrow when we go AA. The boys Class A baseball championships come to Sports Channel. Action begins at 7 p.m. from Lanphier Park, Robin Roberts Field, right here on Sports Channel. Right here, it is Mr. Vavrick. Mike Vavrick singled and scored his last time, 1 for 2 on the evening. Big 2-run single back there.
Those were 2 big RBIs for Driscoll at the time. Tied up the ball game for him.
Pitches in, 1-1. Jason Duncan, the senior, on in relief in the 3rd inning. You can see he's gotten 6 of the 8 batters he's faced, has not given up a run. That one's low, 2-1. Came on with runners in 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. Got 2 ground balls. The runners still scored, but again, the outs came. So that's the margin right here, those 2 ground ball RBIs. Inside, 3-1.
He's been doing a good job of getting ahead of the hitter so he can throw the pitches that he wants.
Vavrick, one of the other star pitchers here when he's not playing the outfield, is ahead on the count, 3-1. Right in there on the inside corner. Vavrick throws well. He throws in the low 80s. And he won the quarterfinal game. Struck out 10, walked 7 in the heat. Threw 3 wild pitches, but he won the ball game easily. 3-2 pitches popped up. Right side, first baseman Franz. Whoa! Made that one interesting. Brandon Franz. Never a dull moment here.
He came a long way to get that ball. Comes over.
Wind is blowing just a little bit to his right. Whoa! Sure, had it all the time.
You just want to make it exciting.
We saw that play in Philadelphia around 1980. Remember when Pete Rose grabbed the ball after the catcher couldn't? 1 away. Coglanese. The strike.
That's 3 consecutive pop-up outs to the first baseman, France.
That's right.
He may go out to left field, get the next one.
Coglanese grounded out. Safe on an error. And this one goes the opposite way and bounces in front of Josh Banks. Base hit. Coglanese.
You notice Coglanese here takes a pitch to the outside half, actually out of the strike zone.
Oh, he just went right with the pitch, yeah.
Yes, he did. That's the difference right there between a single and a ball that you try to pull ground out to the second baseman.
That's right. Being able to go with the pitch. Both these teams extremely disciplined. And again, you're right, Bill. You saw it there. Here's Bongiorno, 0 for 1 with a walk. You can hear the whole Driscoll rooting section and bench yelling back as Duncan went over to first. 1 out, runner on first for Driscoll. State Class A championship here in the top of the 5th. Oh, breaking ball in there.
Duncan has a very nice breaking ball.
Bongiorno with the 1-0 count. Off-speed pitch. Second baseman went to break towards second, came back, but King kicked it as he had plenty of time to field it. So the second error for Harrisburg.
Notice he picked his head up to see where the runner was and just lost contact with the ball, and he knows it.
He broke early to cover second base. The runner
Yes,
was
he
not
did.
going. He had plenty of time to come back. So now Duncan in a bit of a jam here. First and second, one man out, and here is Tim Hughes. Hughes walked his last time up, strike on the outside corner. Went out third to first on the force out. Check it on the fielder's choice.
Calls time.
There's a good look at Duncan, and we're getting some instructions there from Terry Tripp over at third.
It's very important that they communicate to know who's going to do what on a bunt, who's going to, cover the bag in case the third baseman has to charge. That communication is very important.
0-1 pitch to Hughes. Both infielders shortened up at first and third, and right away Tripp broke back to cover third. Hughes was not bunting. And now with 0-2, the infield retreats. One out, 2 on. 0-2 pitch.
Duncan's relying heavily on the breaking ball.
Came inside with that one, 1-2. 4-6-1 for Driscoll, 2-6-2 for Harrisburg. 1-2 pitch.
Wow.
Foul, and Rod Molick makes the play in the coach's box. Good hands, Rod. Here he is.
Playing the hot corner.
Yep. 12 years coaching. Now he's the principal. If they win tonight, does he hand the trophy to himself?
Must.
I guess. 1-2 pitch. Again, the changeup right down to third base. Tripp steps on third. Too late at first, but a good play by Tripp.
There's a ground ball hit to the third baseman. Tripp, unassisted, tags third base. A long throw across the field, not in time. It'd be interesting to know what's going through Coach Molick's head today after having such a successful career and then knowing that this is your last game you're going to coach and going out with the possibility of winning the state championship. It's got to be a lot of mixed emotions there.
Here's Brazowa. Pop up on a fly ball. His night's work so far. Strike from Jason Duncan. 2 runs in the first for Harrisburg. 4 in the third for Driscoll. That's been it. 4-2. The Highlanders leading. Looks that one right into the strike zone. Brazowa had a lot of time to contemplate that one. And he's in the hole at 0-2.
Duncan is certainly.
I love
relying on
Duncan's
off-speed.
haircut, don't you, Bill?
I do like that.
I wish he'd take his hat off. We could see the whole thing.
Looks like it's just cut that way in the back. I kind of like that.
Saw a sign like that on the highway coming down. Road construction. I don't know. 0-2 to Brazowa. 2 outs, 2 on.
I wonder if that was on a dare.
Hot shot to second. King makes this play, and yes.
Very nice play by France.
Stretched, pushed, and hit the bag. So no damage done. There was a hit, there was an error. There are 2 left on. We're through 4.5 now, with Driscoll still leading 4-2. Well, here we are in our broadcast position, low above home plate. Really a beautiful facility here at Robin Roberts Field, Lamphere Park. Mike Liederman along with Bill Zeman. And it was a beautiful night and a good ball game so far, Bill.
It's been everything a championship ball game should be. There's been some offense, there's been some fine pitching, and a perfect night. The wind is pretty much down to nothing.
Dusk starting to settle over Springfield. And there is John Bongiorno. You can see the pitch count there. It has been a struggle for him, but he had a 1-2-3 inning in the 4th. Here he is facing France in the 5th and swung on and missed strike 1.
You know, we alluded to earlier that he had a long rest in between. And notice the ball, how he was getting the ball high early. Now that last pitch was nice and low, breaking ball down inside. It seems like he's getting his game.
Right, in between starts, that's true, because he last pitched easily 2 weeks ago.
Yes. And now he's settling into his ball game. The last 2 pitches has been in the bottom half of the plate. Very difficult to hit.
Brandon France began the evening as the pitcher. Now he's over. Cracks this one, foul territory. Giving chase and making the play nicely is Tim Hughes.
One of the toughest plays in baseball, going over your shoulder.
Even harder because you're looking up into the lights in a half-lit sky.
That's right. See him having to look over his left shoulder, then has to move to his right to make the catch.
Well, that's
nice
a good play.
That was very
That is a good play.
Especially, like you alluded to, under the lights. I wonder how many games these teams play under the lights during their year.
Josh Banks takes a strike. Banks 1 for 2, single last time up in the 3rd. There's a good look at the lights. Springfield Cardinals play here, Class A ball. Boy, is this a nice field.
It's a beautiful ballpark, well maintained. That grounds crew was out here working after the 3rd place game, and they spent a lot of time getting it ready.
You know, they did a little work down the 3rd baseline.
Yeah, yes they did.
As that ball just rolled to a dead stop.
There's 4 games worth of chalk down there.
There it is, that Brandon Reynolds cued right there. 2-1 pitch here. And Banks foul down the right field line.
Beautiful picture of the ballpark.
Bongiorno, 2.48 earned run average, 6 up, 1 down for a team that has won 31 games in a row. It's only 2 away from the Lakers. And a strikeout number 2 for Bongiorno.
I think we can safely say that Bongiorno's getting into his game.
Yeah, he has been tough.
He threw that ball, little bit of break on it. Outside half of the plate.
6 in a row retired now by Bongiorno, and here's the catcher, Beard. Beard with the big hit for his side, a double in the 1st inning. Look at Bongiorno with the 2 strikeouts. And here's another one in the gap. Hustling and not going to get it is Berzawa. And again, the 2nd double of the night for Beard, easily.
Both to the same part of the ballpark, too. You can see right here, the ball again is to the outer half of the plate. Beard goes the opposite way with it. You can see why these teams are here. I mean, they hit the ball where it's pitched. They don't try to do things they can't do. Excellent piece of hitting.
Berzawa made that play a little closer than one would think. A throw on the line from the 350 sign in right field into 2nd base. So, 2 out for Brent King, who has a chance here to do some damage. King reached base on a fielder's choice and fly to left for his 2 at-bats. Getting the outside corner on the crossfire, Bongiorno is getting more confident, starting to come down from around 3rd base. Right-handed hitters love to see right-handed pitches do that to them, don't
they? For sure, yeah.
Whoa!
Start getting back on the heels.
Stand by to bail out.
That's right.
Play is on at 2nd, but Beard gets back. Leone covering.
Yeah, if a pitcher can get you leaning back on your heels, makes his job a lot easier.
1-1 pitch to King. Fouled off right side.
Bongiorno is more of a 3/4 to sidearm type pitcher. He's not a straight over the top. And that makes it difficult, especially if he stands on the right side of the rubber.
1-2 to King, the runner off second base. Did he check? Again, Mr. Hardy at first base says, oh, he did not go. So 2-2. It's nice to know that John can smile.
I don't think I'd ask him more than once.
No. 2-2 pitch. Behind first base, could be trouble. The right fielder coming on foul territory makes the catch. Rosawa makes the play, so no runs. There was a hit. No errors, a man left. We go now to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's still a 4-2 ball game. Well, we go to the top of the 6th inning. Driscoll looking for its first state championship with a 2-run lead over Harrisburg. Here the Class A. Mike Liederman along with Bill Zeman, and darkness falls here in Springfield. And here is Brian Venna, the shortstop. Strikeout victim twice looking. This time he gets it back to the mound, and Duncan goes right over to France. 1 pitch, 1 away. Well, Jason Duncan has come on and done a very, very good job. He's only given up 1 hit.
Yes, he has. Excellent job. And he came in a tough spot.
Here is Lou Leon, the leadoff batter.
Leon hit a tremendous triple to left center last time up at bat.
And he died on third base. 2 for 2 and a walk.
Getting a Lou chant out here.
Yeah. 4 runs, 5 hits, an error for Driscoll. 2 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Harrisburg. Here's Duncan's pitch at 0-1. No, missed that one. Count evens up at 1-1. Says Steve DeRubis, the plate umpire from Winona.
Steve umpires in our conference, and he does a tremendous job. One of the fine umpires in Central Illinois.
1-1 from Duncan, just a little high. Jason Duncan, senior. Deep shortstop. Strong throw by the freshman Reynolds, but not in time. Like the way he moved on that one. Got a lot of arm on the ball, but it's an infield hit, and Leon has got 3 for 3 tonight.
This is a tough play. Third baseman tries to make it, can't get to it. Shortstop, being a freshman, shows a tremendous arm. Gets the ball very strongly over to first base, but no doubt that Leon has some speed.
Good pickup by Franz at first base, so hits are all even now at 7 apiece. Goes as an infield single for Lou Leon, and here is Mike Kaminsky. And that one nobody's going to get to. Between short and third. And runners now at first and second, 1 man out, and the number 3 batter, John Micah, is up.
Duncan's starting to get the ball up a little bit.
And right away,
here you can see the ball is belt level or better.
Jay Thompson comes out, and he's going to pull Duncan. And we're going to get a new pitcher. I would guess, it's going to be Gott, who began as the first baseman. And this, again, is worth explaining. In high school, you can, Jason Gott comes on, you can re-enter the game once after you leave, and you bat in the, Gott was not hitting in the order. He was the DH. The DH was hitting for him.
Right, you can re-enter once as long as you go back to the same slot you were in. So what he's actually doing here is replacing Duncan. Duncan is done, of course, for the night. Gott can come in and back in the number 7 spot on defense.
Well, Duncan does a good job with 3 1/3. Hasn't given up a run to this point.
I think Coach Thompson's concern here is the fact that he has to believe that Bongiorno is finally settled into his game, and one run right now could really make a difference. And so he's got, and he's going to use him at this point.
Got 9 and 5, 2.28 earned run average, making his 17th appearance. He was the starting and winning pitcher with a 3-hitter in the quarterfinals against Peru St. Bede. Did well, struck out 7, walked only 3, gave up 3 hits and 1 run earned. So he is making his second appearance in as many days. Question remains, how much has he? Okay, got. There's Leon over there on second base. And over at first base on the single to left field is Mike Kaminsky. 1 man out. Driscoll looking to break this one open, make it a little bit more comfortable for him. There's the first base coach, Terry O'Donnell, a Northwestern Law School graduate. Going to take the bar soon, we understand. We wish him well on that.
Gott is a very fine pitcher. He has a fastball that comes in on the hands of a right-handed hitter. And Coach Thompson said that if his breaking ball is working well, he's very difficult to hit.
So after looking at left-handers for 5 innings plus, Driscoll's going to see a righty for the first time tonight.
Apparently Gott came to Coach Thompson today and told him that he was ready to throw. And being the skeptic that Coach Thompson is, said, well, I'll kind of watch you when you're warming up. Well, he comes out and Gott is throwing from the 415 mark into the foul line, so his arm's in shape.
Got to face Micah. Strike 1.
Well, he comes in with 1 out, runners on first and second. Big out here.
Infield a double play depth. This one chopped. Pitcher's got to get over to cover. Play from France to Gott. 3-1. And the runners move up. Good hustling play by the pitcher to get over as France went to his right for the ball.
This is a heads-up play. The pitcher has got to leave as soon as he sees the ball to his left. And Gott gets there. France makes a nice throw, leads the pitcher, gets the out.
Well, here is Mike Vavrick, the cleanup hitter, who's got 2 RBI already tonight. Single to center, back in that 4-run third. Pops this one right in our direction. Ooh!
Where's your net?
Right where my glasses are. Don't exist. Wrong crowd, wrong crowd. Vavrick also scoring a run, as you can see. Second baseman, as the ball stays down, keeps it in front of him. Doesn't get him. King again having trouble picking up the ball. And coming around to score is Lou Leon on E4.
We'll watch what happens here on the replay. Once again, he might have lost concentration. The ball was not that difficult of a ball to play. I think once again, King lost concentration.
So it's now 5-2. No RBI on that play. And the runner goes down to second unmolested. No throw as Vavrick takes off. Beard looked in his direction, cocked his arm, but didn't throw. Here is Joe Coglanese. Coglanese safe on an error, grounded out, single to left field. He's 1 for 3. To left center. Davis in front of Banks. Well, Driscoll picks up an important insurance run. Couple of hits, couple left. There was a big error right there. So we're through 5.5. Driscoll up 5-2. Oh, what a night in Springfield. We can't overemphasize how gorgeous this day and evening has been. Driscoll getting a run, an unearned run in the top of the 6th inning, has now gone ahead 5-2. And here is Harrisburg with the freshman Brandon Reynolds leading off. That time is running short for the Bulldogs. John Bongiorno had a shaky first, a little bit better in the second, got better still in the third, and he has settled down some.
Well, the difference right now is he's getting ahead of the hitters.
Good play by the second baseman, Leon. One away as Lou Leon comes in and makes the throw across his body.
Colanese does a nice job consistently. Throws off a little bit, he waits.
Yeah, I like his style.
He does an excellent, look at that stretch.
Little Jim Spencer, you know?
Yes.
Reminds me of a little Jim Spencer.
Very nice job. He saved the infield many times today.
Designated hitter Jay Herring, strikeout victim last time. Was back in the third, walked in the second. Herring coming into the game, batting .354, playing with that broken nose.
He's had a rough spring.
Yeah. Two nothing pitch. Inside, it's 3-0.
One thing that Bongiorno wants to stay away from is the walk.
He's had good control. He's only walked one batter so far this evening. Gets that one over the outside corner. Yeah, he really has settled down.
Yes. And like we talked about earlier, I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that he had some time off. Well, he gets his second walk of the evening.
Gives up the pass right here. We're going to have Ryan Franks coming out. Coming up to hit for Chad Brown. Ryan Franks, left-handed batter, sophomore, 5'9", 150 pounds.
Also going to have a pinch runner to clear.
And Jason Nyberg, number 22, is going to go out there and run for Herring. There is Ryan Franks. Franks batting .343. He's got one home run, 22 runs batted in. Did a lot of DHing for Jay Thompson.
Ryan is a young ball player. He's a sophomore.
Critical spot here against Bongiorno and takes a strike. There's Nyberg, number 22 at first base. One man out. Harrisburg at bat, trailing 5-2. Next to last inning of regulation play here in the IHSA Boys State Class A Baseball Championships. Mike Liederman along with Bill Zeman and our Sports Channel crew right here. Hope you're enjoying this one. Been a good ball game. Driscoll heavily favored coming into the tournament. 31 wins in a row against the team that beat them last year at state in the semifinal. To right field, but with room is Brozawa. 2 away. Sounded good when it left the bat, but there's a lot of room in that power alley there.
It's a well-hit ball for a sophomore. Just got a hair underneath it.
And here is Terry Tripp. But first we'll take a look at Brozawa in right field. Got under that one just a little bit, did Franks. And here is Tripp, 1 for 2. Single to center, grounded, a single to left, grounded to short. Takes a strike.
Tripp has hit the ball hard to the shortstop side both times today.
Goes the opposite way. And making the play on the force is Coglanese. Interesting way to do it.
That was an interesting choice.
With 2 out. But Joe makes the play, so we go to the 7th inning with Driscoll leading it 5-2. Well, remember, this is a game to be coached, and students learn. And that's a beautiful example of that. Let's come back live now as we go to the top of the 7th inning. John Bongiorno, the pitcher, is at bat, reached on an error by the second baseman, King.
I think Coach Molick was saying, Joe, take easy on my heart there. Now, you took that play the hard way. Let's make it easy for ourselves here.
I guess he heard us comparing him to Jim Spencer, so he wanted to make that throw to second base.
Yes.
You never know when you might need to do that, when there's fewer than 2 out.
You might as well practice, huh?
Okay. Here's Bongiorno. 2-0 pitch.
The beauty about these kids is they're so innocent and so sincere. He probably said, well, Coach, relax. We knew we were going to get it all the way.
Yeah, you know, he's left-handed. He was going in that direction.
I was moving that way. That was the easy play for me.
Okay. It was Bongiorno who brought the 4th run home with a ground ball to the shortstop. And here he gets a pass from Ashley Gott. First walk given up by Gott. 3rd pitcher for Jay Thompson's Bulldogs. And now Molick is coming out to do some checking with the plate umpire. Let's see what that's all about.
Looks like a pinch runner.
Here's Tim Hughes up. Hughes hit into a force out last time up. Popped it up on the bunt. Play will be to first base. And the sacrifice. 1-4. And the runner going down to second base.
A nice bunt. Coach Molick deciding that he's going to go try to get the 1 extra run. Low pitch. Bunt was put a little higher in the air than what Coach would like.
Here's Brazawa.
So 1 out.
Runner on first base now, second base now is Steve Pawlak, who is a sophomore. He is running for Bongiorno. And again, under the re-enter rule, that does not necessarily mean that John is out of the ballgame. Probably won't. He'll probably come in and pitch the bottom half of the 7th inning, try to get the win in the complete game. Also, he's going very well, but if you don't have to have him run the bases right now, it's better to conserve strength.
No, and that's exactly what they're doing. Give him some time to sit on the bench, relax his legs. Because this game certainly is not out of reach with the Harrisburg lineup.
And it's a team that hits about 324 on the season, so you know they're capable of doing that.
Yeah, that's right.
Meanwhile, Brazawa's ahead on the count 2-0 here from Ashley Gott. Batter asking for time. Harrisburg opened the scoring with a 2-run first inning on the double by Joe Beard, knocking in 2. Driscoll coming back with 4 in the 3rd, 1 in the 6th. And here we are in the top of the 7th of a scheduled 7-inning game, as they are in high school. Driscoll at bat, leading 5-2. Right now a 3-0 count on Mike Brazawa. Brian Bennett, the on-deck hitter.
I think at this point in time, Gott is showing a little bit of the wear and tear from yesterday's pitching performance.
Right down the alley, 3-1. Left center, long run on his horse, can't make the play. Ball hits in front, Davis picks it up. Here's the runner around third, he will score as the ball gets loose. Runner goes to third is Brazawa. Should be a double and an error on a real poke by Mike Berzawa into left center field, bringing the pinch runner Powlack all the way around to score.
Here you can see Gott getting the pitch up a little bit. Berzawa gets his arms extended, puts the ball deep to left center. Tough play to make. Saw him picking up his coach as he was rounding second base, and the run scores.
And the error as the ball gets through the shortstop. They give the error to
Number 19, Jason Pilecki.
give the error, I believe, on the throw.
Throw was up.
And here is Jason Pilecki. He will bat for Venna. Foul ball back. Pilecki is batting .500, only been up 6 times with 3 hits, including a triple. As infield's playing up, the ball gets past King, and once again, they get the play at first base, but the second baseman couldn't cut the ball off.
French did a nice job covering up behind second baseman, and Gott did a nice job of covering the bag.
But another run comes home. On the fielder's choice.
Here you see the ball bounding, second baseman just getting his glove on it, but France did a nice job backing up, flips it to Gott, but as you said, the run scores. The hitter got his job done.
Well, once again, King looked as though he saw he had the play in front of him, and then just he took his eye off the ball for a second, because he had a play on the runner coming home on Berzawa, but not once the ball got past him. It was good of France to make the play behind him, and got alertly covered. So 2 outs now.
You can tell their pitchers are well coached in covering that bag.
Third base and through. Again going the opposite way. Leon.
He's having a tremendous day.
He's got 4 for 4.
Catcher, number 12, Mike Kaminsky.
You see another hitter goes with the pitch, the outside part of the plate. You see it out there. Goes with the pitch, puts it in between short and third. It makes him what, 4 for 4 on the day?
4 for 4. Actually, he's 3 for 3. He's got 3 singles. No, that's right. He's 4 for 4. 3 singles, a double. 3 singles, a triple, and a walk.
Have a day.
Here's Kaminsky, who hasn't been exactly slouching either. He's got 2 hits. Easy play, easy steal as Leon takes second base. Not a good throw from Beard, but
Leon got a good jump on this play.
I don't think Johnny Bench would have gunned him out here. He had such a good jump.
No, he read the pitcher very well and got a very fine jump.
2 outs, runner on second. 2-1 here in the top of the 7th for Driscoll. They lead it now by 5, 7-2. Kaminsky asking for time.
Kaminsky looks like a very confident hitter up there.
Foul ball back. And the count 0-2.
There's just some hitters that go up there and look like they're just thinking, come on, bring it to me. And Kaminsky looks like one of them.
As we told you, he's going to Butler, where he's going to play baseball there. Down in the count 0-2. 2 outs. Runner on second is going, and Leon will go into third as the ball gets by. Ball hit the plate and skipped by. That'll be stolen base as the runner was moving anyway. And Leon's driving him nuts on the base paths.
Here you see the pitch dropping. Appears like it hit in front of the catcher, so I would probably call it a wild pitch.
Oh, the runner was breaking anyway. I have a feeling.
Was he going?
Yeah, he was going, so give him a stolen base. So now, still with 2 out, Leon is on third, and Kaminsky now at 1 and 2 here. Second base, big hop for King. And that'll do it for the inning, but not before 2 runs on 2 hits. Had another error, and 1 man left. So we go now as Driscoll fans get up and cheer to see if their team can hold on for the state championship. We're headed for the bottom of the 7th inning, 7-2 Highlanders. Okay, these are the Bulldog fans hoping their team can pull a rally here. You see they're down by 5 with 3 outs to go, unless of course they can prolong it with a tie.
Well, they're going to the top of their order, so if these guys can't do it, this is the part of the lineup you want to see up.
John Bongiorno has hung in there after being dinged for 2 runs in the first inning, has blanked the Bulldogs the rest of the way, giving up 7 hits. Top of the order, John Davis takes a strike.
Bonjour's throwing with a lot of confidence right now.
Oh, they can taste it now over
Yes,
there in that
can.
Driscoll dugout. Down by first base. Took a little off that one. Strike 2, 0-2.
He has settled down very nicely. Good strike ball ratio.
Thrown a lot of pitches.
I like to see my pitchers throw somewhere around 65-66%, and he's got to be right in that part.
0-2 pitch to Davis. This one is smoked way back, giving chase, but not going to get there. Over Micah's head. Micah was playing almost 3 strides behind the infield. He was playing very, very shallow. And a 1-hopper to the wall by Davis, and that was tagged.
Pulls this inside pitch, gets his, you can see it's on the inside part of the plate, hits it exactly how he should.
Boy, you got to see where Micah was playing too. He had started to break back. He was playing way in.
Yes, he was.
All right, so the lead runner is on for Harrisburg, and the batter is Brandon France. France with a hit-and-run single in the first inning. Has gone out twice since then. Last time a pop foul to the third baseman. Nobody out. Runner on second. Fouled back. Kaminsky got the ball.
Well, you can bet that Harrisburg is not going to go down without a fight here in the bottom part of the 7th.
Nothing in 2 on France. Nobody out. Runner on second base. Look out. That one just plain got away from Bongiorno. Certainly overthrew that one. Looking maybe to punch him out 3 in a row.
I think so.
And Leon is coming in, giving him a few words of calm down.
Relax.
Senior to senior. 7 seniors start on this team. 1 sophomore and 1 junior on the left side of the infield. 1-2. Took something off, and this one goes to left. Micah's there. Retreating to second base is Davis, and Micah had it played perfectly. Brings up Josh Banks with 1 man away. Banks struck out his last time. Single in 3 trips. Leading hitter on this team's got .427 average coming in, and just ducked out of the way of that one. Bongiorno's gone all the way, giving up 8 hits, 2 runs. Driscoll 2 outs away from its first ever state championship. 2-0.
I think Bongiorno can taste it here, and he's going to flame him out.
There's John, looking for his 7th win and certainly his biggest. Rolling away again, the fastball. It's 3-0 on deck is Joe Beard, and all Joe Beard's done is knock in the 2 runs and whack 2 doubles, 3 tries. Picked up the inside corner, 3-1. Three-one pitch. Good play by the third baseman. He tagged him. He tagged the runner on the way, but throws the ball away still. Banks will have to stay at first base. And what a play by Hughes.
That was a tremendous play if he actually got the tag on him, and the umpire was right there.
Well, the third base umpire made the call, Charles Moser, and let's watch it.
A heck of a play. Reaches up.
Ball, runner, and glove all together, and you know what that means. And almost a double play here. Even Coglanese can't save this one. And as Banks starts to make the turn, his feet give out, so now they're 2 outs.
That was a better than big league play.
What a play this was.
This was tremendous.
Look at Hughes. There's a Brooks Robinson move, and he...
Boy, looks like he got him on the shoe.
Sure did. Can't say he tried to do it either, but his momentum and the runner's momentum just met at the same spot. There he is. Look at that play by Tim Hughes. So now,
2 outs.
On the fielder's choice, here is Joe Beard. The last hope for the Bulldogs. There's Beard's situation. Those 2 doubles tonight, 2 runs batted in. 0-1 pitch. Count even now at 1-1.
First baseman's playing behind the runner now. Says, we'll give you the second base.
Banks doesn't go. Pitch is low and away, so it's 2-1. Do you send him?
No.
The run doesn't mean anything, but again, it might save you a force out.
No.
With 5 runs down, this should do it. Short center field. Vavrick. Driscoll's the champ. The Highlanders of Driscoll have reason to celebrate. They are the 1992 IHSA champions. No runs, there was a hit, no errors, a great play by the third baseman, erased the lead runner. 1 man left on base. You look at John Bongiorno, Joe Coglanese, and the happy Highlanders. They're celebrating. We'll be back. Well, they're the Driscoll Highlanders, and they have in their possession the first place trophy as state champions. You see, they are the winners. 7-2 over a game Harrisburg group. Driscoll came here a couple of years ago, eliminated in the quarterfinals. They came here last year. They made the semifinal when this Harrisburg team eliminated them then. And this year, in the last game for Coach Rod Molek, they have won it all. Bill, and they certainly did it with a shaky start and a strong finish.
Yes, Bongiorno started out in the first 3 innings. He gave up, 6 hits, left 5 men on base. After that, he settled down, gave up 2 hits, left 3 men on base. It was a night and day difference for him.
Well, there's Rod Molek. He is going to be principal only now, but he certainly will remember this day for a long, long time. Our congratulations to the winners from Addison, Driscoll Catholic High School, 7-2. Of course, our thanks to our IHSA friends. And we will see you again soon, because our next IHSA event on Sports Channel comes your way tomorrow at 7. And the best in Illinois compete for the Class AA Baseball Championship right here in Springfield. Tonight's game has been produced and directed by Michelle Zafanti Godwin. Executive producer Greg Bowman. Remote facilities provided by Trio Video of Chicago. Special thanks to our IHSA folks and friends, Dave Fry, Executive Director, Don Robinson, Associate Executive Director, Jim Flynn, Tournament Director here for baseball, as well as Charlene Bremberg, Ola Bundy, and Marty Hickman. Well, once again, the final score, Driscoll's Highlanders win the Class A Championship 7-2 over Harrisburg. For Bill Zeman, I'm Mike Lederman saying so long, everybody. The preceding has been an exclusive presentation of Sports Channel.